This is Tim Sköld, and I'm blowing it up on MetalgodZradiO. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting Metal Gods Radio interview. And today we have Tim Sköld on the phone. Is that right? Oh, I'm sorry, Tim Sköld. Tim Sköld.
Yeah, it's Tim of Sweden, not Tom of Finland. But yeah, there you go.
And it says here that you are the town that you are from is it Skövde?
Skövde. Skövde.
Say that again.
Sweden, yeah. Skövde in Sweden, yeah. Skövde. It's pretty much right in between Gothenburg and Stockholm. There's two big lakes in Sweden, Vänern and Vättern. The small town I hail from is Skövde.
And what was the population of that town growing up?
I wanted to say, well, I actually grew up, most of the growing up, I even come from a smaller place called Timmersdala, and that's about like an hour outside of that city. And you're talking about population that's probably 3,000-4,000.
And I imagine it wasn't a very diverse population.
No, you're blessed with the opportunity of running around the woods singing Norwegian death metal before it's even invented.
But what I was saying is that you probably it's not a very ethnically diverse, ethnically diverse bear, right?
That's true, absolutely true. There's all kinds of people though, but no, you're right.
Did your parents ever talk to you about different people, different ethnicities, or school, or?
Yeah, this is a strange interview. We're talking about ethnic stuff, and yeah, I was expecting to talk about rock and roll, but my parents were really young, very liberal. My mother was 15 when she had me. They wrote themselves out of the Swedish church. You're born into the Swedish church. They wrote themselves out. They still thought, for some reason, that I should go to Sunday school, which happened exactly one time, and the priest told them never to bring me back again because I was not fit to join the other kids in church for that festivity.
You have a brand new album out on the market, is that right?
That's true. The album is Dies Irae, and yeah, it's a brand new album. It sat on the record company for a little bit because I delivered this album early 2020, and we were about to go on tour with Carnifex and Three Teeth, and I also had already started booking a summer tour, which was going to coincide with this album release. But here we are, 9 months later, and now the record is.
And it's your fourth album. Is that correct? This is the fourth Skuld full length, right?
It all blurs, but no, you're right. It's the fourth official, proper Skuld album. That's true.
And you chose a Latin word as the title.
I came across it somewhere. I don't even know where I came across it, and I wrote it down. I came across my note, and again, I didn't even know. I had to look it up again, and I just love the way it looks, I think. And it has a weird kind of conclusive romanticism to it. I'm making up terms now, but hey, it's Latin. What do you want?
No, I agree. I think it's two sexy words.
It is, isn't it? I think it fits to the album too. I think it somehow with the art and the music. I'm stoked with this album. I'm super proud of it. I think everything connects and ties in really well. It's like, I can cook. I have salt. I have sugar. I have all the different ingredients to make a whole bunch of different style of meals and presentations. So it's tricky. Some stuff you have to back off on it. He's like, "Oh, I want to show off this." We're like, "Well, no one really cares. So you need to simmer down." And it's a deliberate piece of inspired art, and I'm proud of it.
Is that the way you've always approached your music?
I think I might have always tried to. Sometimes projects and albums and even songs by themselves go off on their own strange tangents, and sometimes they are really weird to start out with, and then somehow become reasonable if you work them enough. It's like there's no clear, defined path through this.
How difficult is it to come to an end point? I mean, how does Tim decide? Well, this is it.
That's actually something that has changed. It's something that I think was very important for this album, because I started looking at vinyl, and the record company brought it to my attention that no one wants you to fill up a CD of 74 or 72 minutes of music anymore. You essentially have 20 minutes on each side before you start degrading the sound quality on vinyl. So I started thinking about getting to the point quicker or faster, and not necessarily spending time on excursions that were superfluous, and I think it gave me a new focus. It became more deliberate.
Let's talk about the song "Terrified." I'm not afraid of dying. I'm fucking terrified. I love that. The fear of dying. Do you have a friend of mine just passed away from cancer, and he declined treatment.
Wow.
Because he decided that he didn't want to, because he felt that it was going to diminish his life. He diminished his life as living. He decided that he would just succumb to it and move on to the next. There was no fear in his dying. I like to think that I have no fear as well. Do you like to think that as well?
So yeah, I do. I mean, I do, and that's why I was going to say, what is the question? Because this is a topic that you can really expunge. Is that a proper word on? You could talk about this for till you actually die.
Sure.
It just never ends, and we will never be the wiser until we actually go there. So it's all speculation, and it doesn't even have to be interesting because it's guaranteed, right? This will happen to you. But man, this is a heavy interview for a 20-minute session.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, maybe I need to ask you your favorite color.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask you your favorite color.
I like pink. No, so this is a good call. I mean, I'm trying to find some middle ground here, man. But yeah, it's a big topic, and it can be a big looming cloud for me personally, where I have a really hard time dealing with the concept on a cognitive, social level, and keeping my shit together with the rest of the world, so to speak. And I've touched on these things before in songs, but never as frankly and as obvious. I try to be more poetic, for lack of a better term, in presentations, where I leave the final interpretation of something up to the actual viewer. But that line is, I'm fucking terrified. It's pretty obvious. And at times, I'm struck by that notion. But in general, I think it's also super foolish to even worry about shit that you have no control over. So you try to make the best of it,
Yeah, my father died in his sleep from I believe it was a massive heart attack or stroke, and my mother passed away from a rare autoimmune disorder, and we had to pull the plug because her veins had collapsed, so we had to pull that plug. What do you think you're most likely going to pass away from?
Well, so those are they're wow. I don't know, and sometimes I'm struck by ideas that this might happen, this might be it, and a lot of times they're not very pleasant. So maybe that's where that line came from, and maybe that's why the line made sense in that song. But I'm at this point 50. What is it?
54.
Yeah, 50, going on 55, right?
Correct.
So it just blows my mind that it hasn't happened yet. I never expected this. I didn't, being of this age. I mean, I started saying that when I hit 30, I think. I never plan on being 30, man. So it's I don't know how much you partake in the actual event either. But yeah, like this is a big topic. Big topic. I also like walks on the beach.
Well, you end the album with "Kill Yourself" and "Goodbye." So that I guess that.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking asking for it. So bring it on. No, it's something that is very present and has been very present to me. And I don't know if it's an age thing that I spend more time with the topic and the concept, or I spend more time with it when I'm writing songs, writing lyrics specifically, or if it's just something that I feel needs to be addressed in some form. I'm not a political or socio-political. I don't sing about very specifics. I try to paint in broader strokes and leave it up to the end listener. And at the end of the day, I find some common theme. This would probably be one of them, where I hope everybody can relate to that topic, right?
I can. I'm same age as you, and some of my a couple of my big idols, or at least my musical heroes, David Bowie and Lemmy Kilmister. They both died at 70, so at 55, it's not far away. And obviously, I can look at myself in the mirror. You can look at my hands, or look at my ankles, and I can see things are changing.
Oh, absolutely. It always is. Everything always changes, and yes, it becomes more of a in-your-face reality.
Well, physically, I'm changing like milk does after expiration date.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think being able to laugh at stuff is somehow the key. I know some of the laughing I do is a nervous response of being uncomfortable, but at the same time, it is the most amazing coping mechanism we have. So
I know the last interaction I had with my mother before she died was laughter. I made her laugh because I was making fun of her. I have this sort of wit that I make fun of things. I was making fun of her, and she got it, and she laughed, and that was the end. That was my last interaction, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. I think I said it before. It's like you try to make the best of it, because that's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you have, and that's doesn't make it easy, because it's the only thing you have. But I think everybody needs to try to keep that in mind, that a lot of things that happen to us are essentially brought upon us, and we are, we're not ultimately in control of our universe, but we are responsible for our own actions and the things we do and the things we put up.
Tim, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you about all the things that we discussed today. I'm going to call it, and I'll let you go, and we look forward to catching you when you come about for touring purposes here in America. Do you have any final things that you'd like to share with anybody that might be listening to this?
Well, I hope it's soon. I hope things change, and the governments of the world deem it possible for us to coincide in the same physical space, and we can bring the rock show again.